Hi, my name is Suzan. Thank you so much for being here. Sacred Connections. If you'd like to reach me or work with me, please reach me at sacredconnections8.com, and I would love to work with you on a personal level. So I'm here to talk about karma and what it is and what it's not. People have this misconception that karma is something that you would get when you're here. Like if you do something wrong, you're going to get payback somehow. Maybe not you yourself, but someone that you might care about might get bad karma. So you could actually feel it from a removed state. Karma, in its actuality, what it means is action. That's what it means. And what that entails is we create. So how do we act? We're actually doing something, right? So we're producing something. We're actually doing an action. We're doing a behavior, if you will. Behavior, thoughts, and feelings are actually all part of the whole stream of creation. So karma is to act, to create, to do something. It is the way we play the game here in this life, because this life, I don't know how much you know about the illusion versus reality, and what is reality anyway, right? Reality is relative. Reality is real to you because you're perceiving it as real. So me sitting here speaking is a reality, right? It's the truth. It's something that I'm experiencing. It is something that I'm perceiving. And it's actually my reality now. How about when I'm sleeping and I'm dreaming? Isn't that reality as well? Isn't it real? Am I not asleep having a dream? It's real. And in my consciousness, I'm perceiving it as real also. Even when you're sleeping in a deep sleep, so there's no dreaming going on, there's no movement going on. Thankfully, your body knows what to do, so it's still breathing and doing all it needs to do to stay alive, but it's still a reality. So even in deep sleep, that's still considered a reality. It's still real. So reality is really relative to our perceptions and our awareness. Now, karma, I've been studying a lot of Vedic scriptures and Vedic astrology is all about and revolves around karma. And they have 3 different definitions and meanings of karma, which I will not get into right now, but perhaps later on in the future. But karma in itself, in its simplest form, is creation. And how do we create? We create through our ego. Ego is what separates us from everything and everyone else. It is the structure that we have built in order to live this illusion that we call life. In Sanskrit, it's called Maya, the illusion. And in reality, it's all relative, right? Reality is relative. So in this illusion that we perceive as reality, this world, this life, this experience, we play these roles for each other. So the ego in itself separates us from everyone and everything. In order to play the part, play the game. So life is the game that we're playing, and we come in to form in a body, and we create our reality through our actions, thoughts, and feelings. So I hope that is very clear. And so when we work on ourselves and we are introspective and we reflect on our actions, thoughts, and feelings, we're able to understand and have an awareness that we're more than that, that we are creating our reality, and that it is through our actions, thoughts, and feelings that we're creating that reality and creating the karma, because karma is creation. So how that works is that the soul, right? The soul creates. So the soul, in alignment with the ego, in order to live this life out, creates in that way. What actually creates is the soul. The soul is the divine spark that you are, that we all are. It is our creative ability. It is love itself. Okay, so the concept of love is huge, and it's all soul right here in the heart, proverbial heart, right? Not physical heart. Figuratively speaking. Okay, so now we create through our soul with the help of the ego, because the ego is what separates us. In order to create, we have to perceive ourselves as separate from everything and everyone. The soul provides that opportunity. The soul produces the play that we're playing here in this grand stage, okay? And the spirit informs. So the spirit informs and the soul creates. And that's how we create karma, or that's how karma operates. Karma operates through creation. So now when we meditate and when we introspect, we're going inward as opposed to outward. So instead of doing something, instead of behaving in a certain way, action, reaction, right? Every action has an opposite and equal reaction. In order to create the game that we're playing, in order to create the play that we're playing, we need that physical law of action creating opposite and equal reaction. So now when we play the game, we create karma. When we create karma, it's like a loop. It just keeps going and going, right? So if we want to stop playing the game, we can do that once we become aware of this concept, and once we become aware that we can actually decide to say, I don't want to play this game anymore. I just want to be the observer of the game. When we become the observer of the game, we sort of are kind of removing ourselves from the game a little bit. And sometimes what that would look like is a really introspective life, a really, I don't want to say closed off life, but a really, a life that revolves around observation as opposed to action. And when we're observing, we're actually realizing that the karma is not going to play itself out if we're not playing the game, right? So is karma real? Absolutely. Like we said before, it's all relative. Reality is relative. Listen, when you are speaking with anyone, right, and you try to negate their reality or their version or their perspective of reality, it's not going to go anywhere, because in their mind, in their view, from their vantage point, they believe it as their reality, and it is real for them. They perceive it as real, correct? So even someone who's suffering mental illness, which we can talk about at a later time, their reality is real. It's as real as me sitting here speaking with you. It's real. So what I want you to take away from this is an awareness that karma is a creative process through which we create our reality through actions, thoughts, and feelings. Becoming more aware of that lets you create a better reality. And it also allows you to decide not to play the game that is automatically playing, because karma is a pattern. Karma is a frequency, right? It's a pattern. Due to your thoughts, feelings, and actions, you're creating a pattern, a vibratory pattern within this matrix of reality, correct? So now when we're vibrating at a certain level, and this is also happening on a subconscious level, that's how we're creating our reality, our perceived reality from outwardly instead of inwardly. So the true reality is the inner reality, I would suppose, right? And that's what I'm actually placing on you to think about and to ponder and wonder about. So, what is real? What is real to you? And what is karma? Are you playing the karmic role, or are you choosing to be the observer of that karma playing out? Are you judging it? Even judgment plays into the karma because it separates. Judgment is part of the duality, so it separates. When we come into realization of the oneness that we are, we can choose not to play the karma, or we can choose to play the karma in a different way, right? So we're still creating something, we're still doing something with our lives, right? Because it's fun, it's entertaining to do things and to create because we can. But it would be in a more masterful way. So when you become more aware of your inner process, you become more aware of what you're creating and how you can choose to create something differently. Now, the question I pose to you is that part of the karma that you're living out in this lifetime? Or is that part of your self-mastery? Thank you for listening, and I will love to talk with you later. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe and share this. Like it if you like, and I will speak to you soon. Take care.